The Bears have a favorable matchup against a weak team. What could possibly go wrong? Let's talk about it. Welcome back to Timmy Talks. Today we'll be breaking down the Week 15 matchup of the Chicago Bears and the Cleveland Browns. Let's just get right into the tail of the tape. Both of these teams are coming off tough losses. As we know, the Chicago Bears went to Lambeau Field and came up short, having the record become 9-4. The once number one seed in the NFC after one loss drops all the way down to the 7th seed. That's just how close and competitive the NFC is, and every game matters, even this one. For the Browns, they've been bad all year. They started off with Joe Flacco, went to Dylan Gabriel, and now we're on Shedeur Sanders starting at quarterback. They lost a close matchup against Tennessee Titans 29-31 and now have a 3-10 record. Obviously, on paper, the Bears are the favorite team. The Bears are the better team. The Bears should win this game, but we all know what the Bears are about to do. They're about to make us sweat our fucking asses off for 60 minutes because they're going to probably come out flat after a very heartbreaking loss to the Packers, and it's going to take them a while to get going. The Browns are very frisky. Shedeur Sanders loves taking deep shots, and our secondary gave up a lot of deep touchdowns last week, so I feel like he's going to be licking his chops, looking for any way to get those explosive plays for the offense. And it's going to be a freezing cold game, looking like it's going to be -20 with wind chills. Like, I don't know how these boys are going to be out there playing. I'm going to be freezing my butt off just watching this game. It's going to be terrifying, but I think that actually plays into the Bears' strength. Ideally, in these kind of conditions, you just maintain possession of the ball. You do well on the running, you do well in the play action, and you complete the simple layup passes that you need to complete. This all goes in favors towards the Bears. Their offense is a lot more complex than the Browns. Their defense ideally is better than the Browns offense, but again, all this is ideally theoretical on paper. The Bears have been offseason champs 3 years in a row, and on paper have been a good team. It only finally took this year with Ben Johnson to finally bring that to fruition. So I'm hopeful, and I believe that Ben Johnson and this coaching staff is going to have these boys ready to go to win a very meaningful game, even though the Browns are 3-10. We can't be looking ahead towards Green Bay. Also can't be looking back to the loss against Green Bay. Got to be focused, dialed in, lock in on all Cleveland Browns, and go win this game. Do not make this close. Do not make this terrifying, please. Because if you give them a chance in the fourth quarter, you know teams do this all the time late in the season. They're not playing for the playoffs. They're just playing for pride. They're playing for a roster spot on the team next year or another team. They're gonna do this shit. They're gonna break our hearts, and everyone's gonna be same old Bears, and I'm going to be so sad. Let's get into the Browns offense versus the Bears defense. So the Browns offense has just been a dud all year. They're ranked 29th in the league, and the Bears defense also not very good. Still ranked 25th after last week. The Bears defense should handle the Browns offense. Shedeur Sanders, he's been starting for the Browns in 3 games. He has 5 passing touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and 769 yards through the air. He also has a couple rushing touchdowns as well. Sanders looks like the best quarterback the Browns had this year. I really like how their offense has been performing the last 3 weeks. I think he gives them the best opportunity of winning, but at the end of the day, he's a rookie quarterback, going to be starting his 4th game in the NFL. The playbook is very limited. Just last week against the Tennessee Titans, the plays that the Browns called and ran, very simple and basic concepts. It felt like they called the same play like 20 times. Like, they ran 3 verticals that eventually turned into late digs depending on the zone that they got. They'll just run hooks, so you have 2 outside hooks and a middle hook and a guy underneath. They'll run simple mesh concepts, very simple concepts where Shedeur is only reading 1, maybe 2, maybe 3. Very rarely does he get to the 3rd guy, but he has 1-2 read, and then he throws it, and or he just runs it. He's always looking to throw it deep. It's a favorable one-on-one matchup. Shedeur is not going to be scared of throwing that ball deep and looking to get some big plays against this secondary that gave up a lot of big plays against the Packers last week. But this defense, they should feast on this O-line. I know our pass rush hasn't been good, but this O-line is so bad. Their right tackle, KT Levinston, bro, he is a joke. There is so many plays where he's just like lost, he's confused. Montez Sweat or Austin Booker should eat this kid alive. They should easily be able to overpower him, just push him to the ground, and or do a quick little move into the inside and get in Sanders' face. Now, whether they convert those pressures into sacks is another story, but I feel like Dennis Allen is going to be attacking this right tackle because he is just so bad, man. Just watching him against the Tennessee Titans, he was just getting schooled by their D-line, and it's a joke, man. Like, this D-line should be getting so much pressure and so many sacks and just eating up this offensive line in general. The Browns do have a couple good running backs that run hard, but I believe our defense will be able to stop the run. We just can't give up the big plays. That's the key to victories for this Bears defense. Do not give up explosive plays. Please do not give up explosive plays. That's the only way the Browns win this game. That's the only way this Browns team scores touchdowns is through explosive plays. They're not going to have 14, 15 play drives that end up in touchdowns. They're going to be big plays, big splash plays that get them close to the end zone, and then they're going to get into the wildcat. They're going to run some RPOs. They're going to get Sanders out into space on some bootlegs. They're going to give him the option to either run it or pass it for a touchdown. That's what it is. Sanders does throw some nice balls, especially in the red zone, so you can't let him get in the red zone. That's the big key for this defense. You got to be ready to play 4 downs. The Browns, they don't care. Why not? Why not go for it? They're not going to be punting it a lot. I feel like they're just going to be getting reps, getting practice for their rookie quarterback. Let's flip it over to the Bears O versus the Browns D. So the Bears offense stay 8th overall in the league, and the Browns have the 17th ranked defense. We all know about Myles Garrett, the stud, the star. He's got 20 sacks this season. He's looking to break the single season sack record this year. Ideally, he doesn't have any sacks against us, but dude, Myles Garrett is nasty, bro. He's definitely the best pass rusher that we are going to go against this year. Yes, we've gone against Crosby, Hutchinson, and Parsons, but Myles Garrett is playing on a different level this year. He is unreal, and he's going to be the focal point for this offensive line of attacking him, making sure that he doesn't get any pressure. But at the end of the day, he's a Myles fucking Garrett. He's going to get pressure. He's going to get in Caleb's face. He's going to make plays throughout the game, but we just can't have him take over. Do not let this be a Myles Garrett game. Do not let him have 3-4 sacks this game and absolutely destroy the offensive game plan. I think for the offense, it's simple. Run the damn ball. You just run the ball down this Browns defense, have play action passes, have Caleb make a couple quick passes, and just do what you've been doing all year, essentially. Don't change anything. Don't try to do anything special. Just continue doing what you've been doing and executing at a high level. That's all you have to do. That's all this offense has to do to beat this Browns team. That's all you have to do to make it an easy, simple, not heart racing watch. So please, could you do that? Can you do that? You probably won't, because you're the Bears. Other than Myles Garrett, this Browns D-line also is pretty solid. There's no like big name. The linebacker core is pretty decent with Devin Bush and Carson Schlesinger. And then their secondary, other than Ward, they don't really have anyone. So I expect Luther Burden to have a big game. I want to say DJ, but I just don't think him and Caleb have that kind of connection. So you can kind of expect Cole Kmet and Loveland to really get some big yards on play action passes and or just plays downfield. Favored by 7.5 points, and the over-under line is 39.5 points. I think the Bears covered this spread, and also it's going to be under 39.5. Wind chills up to negative 20 degrees. Bears are going to be running the ball. I think it's going to be very difficult to be passing it. I think it's going to be a very fast, quick game just with how many run plays that the Bears are going to go with. They're going to shorten this game, make it easy for them, score points early, and then get the fuck out. With that being said, I think Swift and Monungai are going to both score touchdowns. Cole, Kmet, and or Loveland are going to get a touchdown as well. If you're going to go with yards, I'd favor Loveland over Kmet. And then also Luther Burden. I think Luther Burden is going to have at least 5 to 6 catches, and he's going to have a good amount of yards. I stay away from DJ Moore. I don't think he's going to do anything. For the Browns, you can bet Shedeur Sanders to probably have a passing touchdown or 2. Other than that, I don't know who you can really bet on the Browns confidently. All right, let's get into the score prediction. Should be a very easy matchup, a very easy win for the Bears. I say this, and I know I'm jinxing them, and I know it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be simple. It's going to come down to the wire for whatever reason. Don't know why. So the Browns, they're just going to score a simple 13 points. And then your lovely Bears are going to go out there and score 27 points. Yes, sir. Heard it here first. 13-27. Bears dub. I don't know where that's going to place them in the seedings. Ideally, above the 7th seed. Ideally, we get some help throughout the league, and we have Seattle, Niners, Packers, Lions, and the Panthers all losing this week. Honestly, throw in the Rams as well. Have them all lose this week somehow, some way. I know the Lions and the Rams play each other, but I don't care. But ideally, we get some help throughout the league to increase our seedings, and then we go and have the rematch against the stinky Green Bay Packers. If you made it this far, thank you all so much for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, Bear down, Chicago Bears!